Why giving your mental illness a name can help you recover. Being diagnosed with a mental illness can be life-changing. Studies show that 1 in 4 people have been diagnosed with a mental illness at some point in their lives, but how does the diagnosis itself impact the individual? You would think that labeling someone with a mental illness might elicit a negative response and maybe even make their symptoms worse. But Dr. Jelena Goranovic, director at the Sussex Wellbeing Company, confirms that there are positive aspects when someone receives a formal diagnosis. Dr. Goranovic says you may be feeling like you're not alone and that others are on the same boat with you, and that naming your condition helps you feel more normal. She suggests that patients may also be in a better position to receive treatment from a GP, support group or access financial support. Once there is a diagnosis, it's easier to get help. Ollie Strick has been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, but only after years of struggling internally with the mental illness. I spent many years thinking I was a bad person who was going off the rails, but to know I was sick and not bad was comforting, and to know other people felt the same was comforting. The diagnosis then gave Ollie the confidence to look into the background of her illness and understand how it worked. To know it was a condition which was formed in childhood helped me to know myself, my triggers, and how to avoid being upset, and how to help people to understand me when I'm upset. However, Dr. Goranovic warns that in some cases researching symptoms after diagnosis can be problematic. You might focus on the negatives and start experiencing symptoms that you didn't even have to begin with, the self-fulfilling prophecy. Many people feel that their mental illness becomes tangled up in their own identity, but that naming the condition can help. Dr. Naim Kloon, who was a practicing therapist for more than 30 years, explains, naming a mental illness allows us a measure of detachment from the illness. If we can have a relationship with it and make friends, we regain some volition, choice, empowerment and control, and are no longer solely identified, consumed, or possessed by the illness. It develops an identity of its own. Everything you need to know about drinking alcohol when you're on antidepressants. Please don't tell people conscious of their weight they're being stupid. I am living inside a nightmare. This is what it's like to experience psychosis. Even though having a mental illness can feel lonely, Ollie makes the point that having a named illness can help you find support from others who have the same condition. Having a name also helped me find solidarity and deep understanding in supportive communities of people with the same disorder, which has been so unbelievably helpful and comforting, as well as being able to find the correct types of therapy suited to my disorder and needs. I don't make my disorder my identity, and in many ways it's a curse I can't escape, but learning about it has helped and enriched my life. More, why I had to dump my best mate to recover from depression. More, anxiety makes it difficult to make friends, and it can be even harder to keep them. More, why my mental illness has put me off having kids.